An unsigned listener writes in, it says, Tom, through the powers vested in me, I will pray every night that the powers from above hail down on you to empower your mind and mouth to destroy the evil, sea-sucking, wannabe prostitutes in our society. He didn't say sea-sucking. I commend you for your talent and ability in directing the attention of all men to the issues that cost money and heartache, and for teaching them to dump that bitch. Our society has turned many men into sissies by the power of the almighty Punani. I believe that men should reclaim their balls and deposit those old, worn-out bitches into the recycling bin. Thank you very much for that. Michael Adkisson writes in and says the following. Let's face it. The women that cut their hair short and chunk up do so because of a lack of respect for men. They've been the center of attention for so long that they think they're entitled to do whatever they want without consequence. And they're not smart enough to realize that attention from men is, listen to this, conditional. That's why divorce laws have been written to protect women from those consequences and give them lifelong access to what they really want. Money. Thank you for that, Michael. Here's a posting from Craigslist. This is Craigslist in Portland, Oregon, home of the other white meat. This is a woman writing into Craigslist. She says, it seems to me that since I've moved to Portland, that the only important criteria a man looks for here is a woman small in stature. Doesn't seem to matter that I'm intelligent, friendly, outgoing, industrious, well-traveled, educated, funny, loyal, adventurous, affectionate, and a host of other really important qualities. My self-esteem has taken quite a beating, as I've had some dates that I thought went really well, only to find out later that the guy wants to be with someone thin. By the way, dear, look around you if you're new in town. Portland has more strip clubs per capita than any city in America. If you're wondering why, look around at the women in town. Women like you. That's why they call it Portland. She says, I'm not obese, I am tall and overweight. But regardless of that, I'm a good person who has so much to offer. I'm so frustrated that the only criteria men seem to have here is size. I don't want a date out of this posting. I'm on hiatus. But it would do me and my hope a world of good to hear from some men or women who have had a different experience. Thank you for listening to me rant. Fat woman in Portland, upset that men want to be with thinner women. And my God, are women any fatter than they are in Portland? I mean, yeah, maybe New Orleans, when everybody was still in New Orleans, or Atlanta, maybe they were a little fatter. But the women in Portland, particularly fat. Unbelievably fat. And they think they're all that, too. Truly amazing. And finally, in this little run of email we have here, and you can write to us just like these people have written in to tom@blowmeuptom.com. I read all this stuff, and I'm very interested in what you have to say about what we talk about on the air, what makes you angry, the things you agree with, your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions. You know what I'm talking about. Write to me at tom@blowmeuptom.com. Listener named Mo writes in and says, a friend of mine wants to break up with his girlfriend of 7 years. They've known each other since their teens, but lived together for the last 7 years. He is athletic, energetic, and outgoing. She, on the other hand, hates to exercise, likes junk food and sweets. She's getting bigger and fatter by the minute. When they first moved in together, tell me how many times you've seen this situation, right? When they first moved in together, she looked okay. Besides, she is also a, quote, nice girl. She spends most of her spare time with her family, and when she comes home, she is too tired to do anything but go to sleep. That also happens when you eat too many sweets and too much junk food. My friend wants to break up, but, meow, 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 he feels guilty because she did not do anything wrong. Unfortunately, she does not turn him on anymore. What is the best way to break up with her? Please advise. P.S. They're both 26 years old. Well, your pal, Mo, is wrong. She did do something wrong. She got fat and stopped caring about having sex with him. That's two things she did wrong. This is not what your friend signed on for. If she got fat and stopped having sex with him because she's too tired, that's more than enough evidence that this relationship is over and needs to be chopped off at the knees. He needs to tell her point blank, and I know he's too nice a guy to do it. He's too much of a pussy, but he needs to tell her the truth. I don't want to be with a fat chick who doesn't want to have sex with me anymore. That's not what I signed on for. Why do people have a hard time saying that? You were 110 pounds when I met you, and now you're 150, and now all you do is go home and go to sleep every night, and we never have sex anymore. You've done me wrong. This isn't what I signed on for. You're out. I'm out. Why do people have a hard time saying that? She hasn't done anything wrong. Yes, she has. Hasn't she?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
Hit it, hit it, hit it, and quit it.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Oh, yeah, what a pussy. Doesn't want to break up with this girl because he says she didn't do anything wrong. No, she didn't do anything wrong. Just got fatter and fatter, and now she wants to sleep all the time because all she does is eat junk food and stuff. Outrageous. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Do you think she did something wrong? I do. It's Anthony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
I'm pretty good.
Tom, you know what, man? I just wanted to say I'm so sick and tired of hearing these fat, whiny chicks. When I was 19, girls are the same way. When I was 19, I was overweight, unfortunately. I ate too much, and I didn't exercise enough. I was 250 pounds. Well, I decided I'm going to eat better. I went to the gym. A year later, I was 175, skinny. And you know what? I went from girls not talking to me to any girl I wanted. So girls are the same way. So all these whiny chicks just need to hit the gym, you know, eat better, start eating fruits instead of fruitcake.
Right. And how about, though, here's the guy. What a pussy. He doesn't want to break up with his girl because she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. Well, I started dating a girl, too, a couple of years later that was real skinny and hot. She got fat when she got comfortable with me, you know. Yeah. And I just dropped her.
Damn, that's really what a lot of people do, actually. I can't believe he doesn't want to dump her. Doesn't want to tell her. Doesn't want to break up with her. Jason, hello.
Hello, Tom.
Yes.
You were talking about how, a guy likes to have a skinny woman, you know. And what I wanted to know is, does the woman have a right to expect that the guy be skinny, too?
No.
No.
No, because you've heard women complain that we make more money than they do. You know, men make $1 for every 72 cents a woman makes, blah, blah, blah. Well, then the fact is they latch on to us because we pay the majority of the bills. We pay for dates. We pay for drinks. When we move in together, we pay most of the rent, the groceries, the utility bills. It's very rare that a woman splits those things. And usually when they do, they're fat or fugly or too old to be in the relationship.
I understand.
So, no, they don't have a right to expect that.
So I should be, happy, you want what you want. The guy wants what he wants, and, he should go after what he likes.
Right. Well, that's why I'm talking about. Here's a guy who wants to break up with his girl, but feels guilty because he says she didn't do anything wrong. But he wants to break up with her because she's fat and lazy. That is doing something wrong.
That is.
If he doesn't like that, he should get out.
Exactly. You shouldn't be in a place that you don't want to be in. And like you said, you didn't sign on for that. You know, you liked her when she was skinny and attractive.
Right. You know, it's whatever you signed up for.
So that's good. That's good to know, because there's a lot of women who I have personally gone out with, and I said, you know, you're just not my type. And I said, well, that's cool, you know, that's cool, let it go. And then there's a lot of people who criticize me saying, well, why do you keep going out with all these skinny women? Why do you keep being attracted to that type when you're not like, of course, I'm not like Jabba the Hutt or anything. I'm like 5'10", 195, okay?
Right.
It's got a little bit. But
you are paying the guy tax.
Yes.
The guy tax is when you pay more for everything than she pays.
Exactly.
So you need to get something for, you know, you need to get value for the amount of money you spent.
That sounds great. I agree with that, Tom. I think that, you know, that is the way it should be. And, you know, she shouldn't be criticized for that.
Yeah, and that's the way it's going to be in your life from now on. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Renee on the Tom Leykis Show.
Tom.
Yes.
Why do you think the majority of men make more money than women?
Because we take more dangerous jobs. We work harder. We work more years.
You're in a dangerous job?
We don't take so bad. I'm talking about in general, dear.
Oh, okay.
You don't see a lot of women up there on the 20th floor of the building that's being constructed. You don't see a lot of women as window washers or firemen. You don't see a lot of women as cops. I don't care how much you make. We're not talking this show. This is not the Renee Show. We're talking about women in general, you moron.
Well, I'm not a moron.
Yeah, you are. I don't care what you do. What you do is irrelevant.
Oh. And what you do is relevant?
Yes, it is. I'm the one on the radio, and you're the one calling in.
That's exactly right. So we're both on the radio.
No. You're on the radio until I get rid of you, and then I'll still be on the radio.
Okay. Well,
and you won't.
My point is...
No. You already made it. Don't make it again.
Okay. So then...
Don't repeat yourself.
Right.
Do you have any new material here?
I want you...
Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Wendy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi,
I love you. I have to tell you that. I'm educating Phoenix about you.
Excellent.
Yes. I have to tell you that I was that fat girl at one point in time. And, you know, after listening to you and everything that you told me, it just made sense. That guys don't want that fat girl. And I was 5'10" and weighed 240 pounds. And, you know, I could get guys, but just for, you know, a quick booty call.
Booty calls, that's right.
Exactly. And, you know, I hit the gym. Everything's great. I'm down to 180. I still got a little bit to go, but you know what? I'm working on it, and it's all because of you, Tom.
I love that.
Love your show.
Thank you, Wendy.
Can you take me out old school?
Here you go. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Jennifer on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tom. I've been listening to your show for a couple weeks now. I'm from Phoenix.
Yes.
And my question is, what happens or what do you think when the situation's reversed?
Well, you have every right to get out. But I will tell you, if you're with somebody who's fat, there's another woman who'll take him, believe me, other than you.
Do the same rules apply, though? Because you talk so much about, you know, women and so forth. So you think that as a woman that makes more money and pays for everything and so forth should get out as well?
Well, I'm saying you should do what you want. I mean, the guy we're hearing about in this email wants to get out, but doesn't know how to tell his girlfriend because he doesn't think she did anything wrong.
Okay.
But getting fat and not having sex with him anymore is doing things wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I guess I'm not calling in reference specifically to the email and to what you were talking about. I'm just talking in general when the situation's reversed.
I'm not saying what people should do. If you're happy with a fat guy, you should stay there.
No, I guess it's not the fat thing. It's the financial thing. Do you see that often?
No. And usually when women are paying most of the bills, they're old, fat, or fugly.
That's interesting.
That's usually what it is. There's very few 9s and 10s paying the bills of their boyfriends.
Pardon me?
There's very few 9s or 10s paying the bills of their boyfriends.
I'm sorry. You know, I'm out in Queen Creek. And
Do you know what a 9? You know what a 9 or a 10 is?
Like a 9 out of 10?
Yeah, a 9 or maybe a 10.
Yes.
Very few of those are paying the bills of their boyfriends.
Okay, I guess I can see that.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm a 9 or a 10, but I'm probably like an 8, a 7, or 7 or
8 or a 7 or maybe a 6.
No, I don't think so.
Come on. How tall are you, dear?
5'6".
How much do you weigh?
135.
It's junk in the trunk there, darling.
Well, not too bad. I mean,
again, we're not talking about whether it's too bad or not. You know, it's junk in the trunk. Your weight should be somewhere around 115, not 135. Right? Hello? She's going into the corner to cry now. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Dawn in Chicago on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
I got a good one for you here.
Yes, Tom.
Okay, about 8 years ago, I was 39. I had been divorced for about a year, and I met a hot 23-year-old girl. She was actually a stripper at the time with 3 kids. She had a kid when she was 16, and then a couple years later. Bottom line is I ended up marrying this girl. You know, we used to have sex 10 times a week at least.
10 times a week?
Sometimes 2 or 3 times, but it was like almost every single day. At any rate, a few years ago, she gained about that 40 or 50 pounds, went from 110 to about 160.
Yeah.
And now I get it maybe once a month, which is unacceptable. I mean, I make a lot more money. She's never worked. And the problem is I have her 3 kids who are, you know, not well behaved, and I have her now, and the twist on it is that she got sick a few years ago. I mean, she got something kind of like a severe arthritis thing, so I feel a little guilty. But right now I'm miserable.
By the way, how many years have you been married?
Been married about 5 years.
Have you had any kids with her yourself?
No kids.
And you didn't adopt her kids, did you?
No, I did not. Her daddy's in prison for beating up one of them.
Oh, my God. Well,
so I really want to dump her because it's not the same woman, but I had the guilt thing because she's sick, and in sickness and health, I don't want to be a total louse or anything like that.
Yeah, but look what she did to you.
Right. It's not like the same person, you know?
Right.
So I feel so trapped, but in order for me to get rid of her, I also have to kick her and her 3 kids out on the street, which I don't really have the heart to do, but at the same time, right now, I am miserable.
Yeah, but don't you have a right to get something out of this deal?
I believe I do, but I don't know how to handle it. I really don't.
Well, first of all, first thing you need to do is know what your rights are. And, like, what would happen to you if you adopt her? Could she get you for child support?
No child support.
No, but we don't know that because I don't know about Illinois, but I can tell you about state of Washington, state of California, and there are now other states that if the kids move in with you, even if you're not adopting them, the judge can say that she got used to you supporting the kids,
right,
and the kids got used to it, and so now you're their dad, you're the de facto dad, and they have a right to expect to continue to be supported.
Plus the mother never worked.
Well, but by the way, that doesn't work against her. That works against you.
I know it does.
Because you tolerated it.
I figured I probably would have to pay something a month, which would probably be worth it, but...
well, the first thing you need to do is find out what your rights are and the likelihood that you would somehow pay for this and how much you'd be paying.
Yeah, I suppose I need a little bit,
you definitely need a little advice from an attorney. I would recommend that.
I listened a while back, and you had a guy in a similar situation, and you said to him that he promised everything in front of his family and stuff, so we'd have to deal with that.
Right.
My situation isn't even like that. We got married in front of a justice of the peace. My family was against it all along, and they don't even like it.
So they will support you.
Well, yeah, they won't blame me at all. You know?
Right. And by the way, have you talked to her about what she's let happen to her besides the arthritis?
Last few months, I mean, I've been honest and open with her, and now it's to the point where she doesn't even sleep in the same bed with me anymore.
Oh, boy. Well, you can't... Don, that's not acceptable.
No, it's not acceptable, Tom. It's just that I don't know exactly just how to handle it.
Well, that's why I'm saying, first thing you do is go to an attorney and find out what your rights are. You'll feel a lot better, whatever you do, knowing what you can do, what you can get away with, what it's going to cost you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You know, if she cheated on me or if she was, you know, really, really bad to me, it'd be different. That's the only other thing, too. You know, it's like the last caller said she didn't do anything wrong, and I realized it's not acceptable to be totally changed. It's not what I signed up for. But it's kind of like, you know, I don't know. It's just a tough place, and I thought you might have some good advice. Yeah, well, my first advice to you is to go see a divorce attorney. Yeah. Tell them the story. And even if you have no plan on getting divorced right now, find out, because part of the reason you don't know what to do is because you're afraid you'd get divorced and you end up paying, you know, half of everything you have. Yeah, that's a possibility. And at least if you knew how much you'd be up against paying, because you're paying right now. You're paying for her. You're paying for those kids right now. I'm paying for everything. I'm really getting nothing back. Right. And by the way, I don't know what the law is in Illinois. Because I've been divorced 4 times. You can only get divorced in so many states. But I can tell you that in California, for every 2 days you stay with somebody, you owe another day's vaginamony. Yeah, I'm almost resigned to that fact. You know what vaginamony is, right? You know what vaginamony is? It's like a regular payment for the past use of a vagina. I'm paying $1,200 a month for my. You're paying for past use right now. I'm paying past use right now, and I'm going to have to probably pay it again, but I don't know what my choices are, you know. I understand. All right, Don, start at the attorney. And by the way, I'm not going to leave you high and dry. Go to your attorney, get some information, and call me back, and we'll talk about it again. We'll talk about the next step. That sounds good, Tom. All right, because believe me, I've been down this road more than once. Yeah, yeah, I know. At the time, she was just so hot that I couldn't pass it by, you know. Right. Yeah, but by the way, that's all the more reason you need a prenuptial agreement. You know, fortunately, most of the time that I've been with her, I haven't accumulated much wealth. Usually, they go by how much wealth you accumulate during the time that you're married. Yeah, but for example, you need to be saying get her to waive spousal support. You need to specify that you're not adopting these children. That they're not your responsibility. I mean, there's a lot of things you could have said in a prenup. She wanted me to adopt him, and I bet she did. Because then if we split up, then she knows that she gets the support for sure. That's right. So I declined because I was thinking at least that far ahead anyway. Exactly. But I appreciate your help, Tom. I like your show. I listen to it whenever I can, and I will call you back, okay? Thank you, Don. Call me anytime. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. Tell me about your dates.
Basically, we spent a week in bed.
You spent a week in bed. There's a date. My kind of date.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Los Angeles, it's the Tom Leykis Show. It's Irene in Chicago. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on the thing about men making more money and that they do more dangerous jobs. And
generally they do. Generally we do.
Well, I drive a truck.
So what?
And what do you mean? What? An 18-wheeler?
No. I said, okay, so you drive a truck. What does that prove? Do you prove me wrong because you drive a truck?
Well, it's kind of a dangerous occupation.
No, but dear, there's exceptions to every rule.
Okay.
I mean, there's a woman firefighter somewhere within the sound of my voice. There's a woman construction worker. 1 or 2, but generally, they're men. And that's why men generally make more money.
Well, yeah, and that is exactly
And I'm willing to bet that you make the same money as the men you work with because you're doing the same job.
That's right.
All right. So if you were doing the usual jobs women do, like teach kindergarten or be the librarian at the public library, you're going to make less money than men who do more dangerous occupations.
Yeah, but you know what? We get a lot more flack out here. You know, women doing any kind of a job that a guy is doing out there. the guys, then they say, oh, you're taking away a job from a man. You know, and so...
Well, that's not the point. The point is you're making the same money as a man who does the same job.
Right. But
you make $1 for every dollar a man makes.
And that's why those women are doing those jobs, like librarian and teaching kindergarten.
Well, I don't care what the reason is. That will they be. Again, I don't care what the reason is.
Mm-hmm.
Women who want to do the dangerous jobs get paid the same as men.
Okay, but here's the thing. If guys wouldn't give women flack and let
Fuck up. You know what? Men get flack for all kinds of things.
Yeah,
Fuck up.
The same kind of flack.
Fuck up. Stop crying. Stop whining.
See, I'm not crying.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Men get crap at the job all the time. We don't call talk shows and whine. Wah, wah, wah.
More. Let me tell
wah.
you, they get more, and these women, they make it.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't want to put up with it. And so then, what is the guy...
Well, then why do you put up with it? Why are you still driving the truck?
Why are guys complaining that they pay for more?
Why aren't you, like, working at a daycare center or something?
I always hear these guys talking about how they pay all this stuff. But you know what? They want women in those jobs. They want women to do those kinds of jobs.
Who does?
They want women to... Guys, they don't want women making good money, or else women don't have to answer to them.
Oh, you're saying that men want women being librarians.
That's true. Yes, I do.
Well, what does your husband think about you driving a truck?
What does my husband think about that?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I drove a truck before he met me, and he wasn't, and I was making more money than him, and I told him, you better learn how to drive a truck and make some more money.
You told him that?
Yes, I did.
Did he do that?
Yes, he did.
So your husband went and started driving a truck because he wasn't making as much money as you?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, you understand, any woman who wants to drive a truck, there's plenty of openings.
That's right, but you know what? I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to date a guy that's making less money than me because...
Most women don't want to date a guy who's making less money.
Well, the reason why is because, see, women have to pay for things like maintenance on their bodies. Guys don't get waxings. I mean, maybe bodybuilders...
Well, Ryan Seacrest does. Take a look at him. Take a look at him.
Well, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't need to get wax. Ryan Seacrest doesn't need to wax?
No.
Well, he does. Look at him.
He can get on the show hairy. See, that's the thing.
But he doesn't.
Being a man. You know what I'm talking about?
Ryan has to pay to frost his hair and everything. Come on.
Well, he doesn't have to do that.
But he doesn't.
He does that because he's a pretty boy. Maybe he's gay. Who knows?
Ooh.
But I'm saying is that I didn't want to date a guy who makes less money because I don't want to pay all his bills. Okay, and I'm a good-looking chick. I don't need to be with a guy that I have to pay his bills.
Well, why didn't you just get with another guy? Why are you telling this guy what to do? Why didn't you just step it up a notch?
Hey, you know what? If he didn't want to go make more money, he didn't have to be with me. Because I don't want to pay all his bills. I've been with guys that I paid bills for, and they are nothing but garbage. They are nothing but garbage.
Yeah, they must have been good in the sack. They must have been good in the sack. That's why you tolerated it.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. But you know what? There's more.
They did serve some purpose, and you never would have done it.
Well, I have to say that when I was with a lot of these guys, I wasn't making enough money, and then I learned to drive a truck, and I said, that's it. I've had enough of stupid garbage guys who don't make anything. And so when I met him, it was just like, okay, I'm not dating a guy that doesn't make any money because at least if I have to clean up after him, at least if I have to do all this other stuff, he might as well be helping me out.
Hang on a second, Irene. Carlos, what did you want to say to Irene?
Dude, all those chicks that say, oh, I make less money than a guy does, well, what about a guy that goes into a female's occupation? They all make less. Male seamstresses. So what?
Good for that guy. Good for that guy. That's what he chooses to do with his life. And if a woman that he desires is acceptable of what he wants to do with his life and what money he wants
men who do that are mostly gay, like the museum curators and stuff like that.
Yeah, or like let's say a guy that decides to become a seamstress. Most of those guys, they get in it because they want to learn.
By the way, do we call them seamsters?
Actually, no, we call them tailors, and most of those guys do make pretty good money.
No.
I've worked with tailors before. I delivered for Neiman Marcus.
Yeah,
and
I've known male tailors too, and most of them do automotive work. Most of them do auto upholstery because it pays better than male seamsters or whatever you want to call them. Because whatever. you know, maybe those guys are, few and far apart, but most guys that work on a factory level with other women, most of them get paid less money because they have bigger hands. So they have a harder time doing the job. But you don't see none of them complaining about it.
Well, you know why? You know why? Because you know what they say about men with bigger hands.
Yeah, we know.
The guys with bigger hands, they don't have to work as hard, man. They just got to swing the big club.
Hey, Irene, how big are your husband's hands?
Yeah. What is it?
How big are your husband's hands, Irene?
Oh, they're nice.
Yeah, but I'll bet those guys whose bills you were paying had bigger hands, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to comment.
You're not going to comment. I think we know the answer to that, dear.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
You have a vagina?
Yes.
And you're telling me you have a hard time finding somebody to fill it?
No. Not at all.
I mean, I'll tell you what, I'll have sex with you tonight.
Did you want to talk to my boyfriend?
I don't want to talk to him for. I'm negotiating with you right now.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. Brianna, hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Brianna.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
I got dumped, Tom.
You got dumped?
I did.
Why?
Well, see, that's why I'm calling is because I think it's kind of a cop-out excuse, and I want to ask your opinion because on Thursday, my boyfriend, we've been going out for like 6 months, broke up with me over the phone, and he basically said that he's focusing on graduating in 3 months, and he's focusing on his grad school applications and everything, and he just doesn't have the time to invest in this relationship, which I think is just a really bad excuse.
Well, what if it's true?
Well, see, I don't think it's true. That's the thing, is because he's one of those guys that constantly has to be in relationships.
Oh, so you think he found somebody else that dumped you?
That's the thing. And and the thing is that I'm 21.
But if you feel that way about him, why are you in a relationship with him?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, we had a really good relationship going. And
yeah, but you just told me that he always needs to be in a relationship. Why would you want to be in a relationship with a guy like that?
Well, if I'm going to be the person he's going to be in a relationship with forever, then I'm fine with that.
But you want to be with somebody who's that desperate?
Well, no, but he's not. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, dear, that's your ego talking. That's a desperate man.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. Let me just give you a little background.
At 21, you should be in a relationship anyway.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. So maybe I should just be happy about this.
And by the way, don't go back into a relationship. Your window for getting into serious relationships and getting married, if that's what you want, is 25 to 30 years old.
Right.
That's your window.
Okay.
Right now, you should be having fun.
Okay. I agree.
Don't be worrying about that. If you're lucky, he's in another relationship with somebody else. Good.
That's true. But I have to see him and
No, you don't.
No, I have to because we work together.
That was also a bad idea.
I know. So I just made a bunch of bad mistakes, I guess.
Yes, you did.
Well, damn. I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out. But I just think it was a cop-out excuse, so I just wanted to know if you think...
Well, again, first of all, that would be a good reason to dump you.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, you're too young to be in a relationship. Number three, you work with the guy.
Yeah. That's true.
You're in better condition now than you were before he dumped you. Now the question is, do you always need to be in a relationship?
No, I turned 21 a couple months ago, so I actually get to go out and have fun now.
Oh, see, now that you can go to bars, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Exactly.
So you needed to be in a relationship because you couldn't go out and party legally. And he needed to be in a relationship because he's needy.
Yeah.
Right. So it sounds pretty pathetic all the way around.
So if there's any listeners out there that want to go to bars with me, let me know.
Dear, I'll just bring my own bottle of Jack over there. We don't need to go out.
Let's go.
You ready?
I'm down. I'm ready.
She's down, Dean. She's down. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Brandy on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
I'm about to fall asleep. Anyways, I've been listening to your show for about 2 weeks now, and I have to admit I agree with you on, I'd say 95% of everything you say, and I think that women should really listen and pay attention to what you say, because 80...
Huh? She got cut off. Something happened there. All right, our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com. And if you'd like to hear our show live, as nature intended it, between 3 and 8 p.m. Pacific time, go to our website, blowmeuptom.com, and click on the Listen Live button. Again, the website, blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.